On March 13, 2020, the National Cabinet, a form of national crisis cabinet akin to a war cabinet, was created following a meeting of the Council of Australian Governments, COAG. This is the first time such a cabinet has been proclaimed since World War II, and the only time in Australian history that a crisis cabinet has included state and territory leaders. The cabinet consists of the premiers and chief ministers of the Australian states and territories and meets weekly during the crisis. At its first meeting on 13 March, the National Cabinet announced that gatherings of more than 500 people should be cancelled from 15 March. Schools, universities, workplaces, public transport and airports were not included in this recommendation. Prime Minister Morrison also announced that he intended to attend a Rugby League match on 14 March. "I do still plan to go to the football on Saturday but later decided against attending the match." On 29 March, the Cabinet agreed to stricter limits to apply from midnight on 30 March, a limit on both indoor and outdoor gatherings of 2 people except weddings, 5, and funerals, 10, and people of the same household or family. Strong guidance to all Australians is to stay home unless for necessary shopping, health care, exercise, and work and study that can't be done remotely. Public playgrounds, skate parks and outside gyms to be closed. It was left to individual states to enforce these guidelines. They also agreed to a moratorium on evictions for 6 months for both commercial and residential tenancies suffering financial distress. On April 2, 2020, the federal government announced the temporary provision of free childcare so that people could continue working, and to prevent closure of childcare centers. The government paid half each center's operating costs. The free childcare ended on 12 July, and the previous childcare subsidy was reintroduced.